Hello, my name is Jennifer Terri and I make Philippine Travel Updates. In this video, I have very good news for certain groups of foreign nationals. This is it, guys. On April 1, the Philippines is reopening up to the whole world. Not just to 157 countries, but to all countries in the world. The number one requirement is you need to be fully vaccinated. So the information that I am sharing to you is the Iatf Resolution 165. This was announced by the Iatf this morning. What is it, Jennifer? Let's start. So, fully vaccinated foreign nationals shall be allowed entry into the Philippines beginning April 1. Foreign nationals may enter the Philippines without the need of an EED. By EED, yes. EED will no longer be required to apply for a visa if you are a visa-required national. So you may apply for your visa requirements as long as you comply with our entry and departure formalities. I just want to be clear, this is very good news for visa-required nationals. This is a confirmation of the Department of Tourism press release, which we talked about a week ago. So visa-required nationals or nationals from countries not under EO 408 will be able to apply for a visa to enter the Philippines without EED. No need for EED starting April 1. This is particularly good news for nationals of Afghanistan, Armenia, India, Iran, Iraq, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Taiwan, Ukraine, Yemen, Iraq, Iran, Nigeria, Libya, Lebanon, China, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Sri Lanka. So these countries are visa required, right? You may be able to apply for a visa. No need to get EED starting April 1. A lot of you have messaged me, have been with me for a very long time. There's Nick, and then there's Ben. And the other day, there was a priest from Bangladesh messaging me, how can I travel to the Philippines? This is very good news. You don't have to wait for EED. You may apply for a visa starting April 1 at the Philippine embassies and consulates in your country. While for those holding EED and will be traveling prior to April 1, you can still use that to enter the Philippines. Now, what is the next move, Jennifer? For visa-required nationals, please wait for the guidelines and the announcements of the Philippine embassies and consulates in your country. Because after all, they will be the one to issue your visa. So please coordinate with them on or after April 1. That is just 5 days away from, 6 days pala, 6 days from now. So just 6 days of waiting. Now, what are the requirements for entry, Jennifer? While you're waiting for visa issuances to resume on April 1, you can start preparing for your entry requirements. What is it, Jennifer? Of course, you need to be fully vaccinated to enter the Philippines. That is the general rule now. Even foreign nationals who are permanent residents in the Philippines need to be fully vaxxed to enter or re-enter. So this requirement is for all foreign nationals who are 12 years old and above. If you have kids traveling with you, even if they are 11 years old and younger, they may enter even if they are unvaccinated, as long as they're accompanied by fully vaccinated parent or parents. Next requirement is an acceptable proof of vaccination. You already know. To be considered fully vaxxed, you should arrive in the Philippines more than 2 weeks since receiving your second shots. So there has to be 2 weeks gap. If it's a single shot of J&J, it's totally accepted. While the vaccine brands that are accepted in the Philippines are WHO emergency use, FDA Philippines use emergency approved. So just like Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Sinovac, Sputnik, Janssen, Covaxin, Moderna, Sinopharm, Covovax, Novavax. I'll put the link for the source in the description box. While these are the accepted proof of vaccination, a WHO yellow card, a Vaxcert PH, or a vaccination certificate of your country, and other proofs of vaccination permitted by the IATF. So this Vaxcert PH and BOQ-ICV, this is for those who are vaccinated in the Philippines. So for those Indians who have been here in the Philippines and just waiting to have a vacation in their country, but they were worried that they may not be able to re-enter. This is very good news for them. Alright, this is for those vaccinated in the Philippines, VaxCert PH or BOQ ICV. Well, for those vaccinated abroad, the vaccination proof issued by your countries if they have a reciprocal agreement with the Philippines. Next is a WHO ICV. So vaccination certificates or cards issued by these countries on your screen will be accepted in the Philippines. So for example, India, Syria, Taiwan, what else? Kuwait, Nepal, Azerbaijan, your vaccination proof will be accepted in the Philippines. While if you can't find your country here, if your country is not on this list, check out this other list, other proof of vaccination permitted by the Iatf. Sorry, if it's very small, but if you can find your country there, your vaccination proof will also be accepted. Otherwise, if your countries were not on this list, you need to secure a yellow card. This card here, yellow card. Next up, these are the summary. First, you need to show a negative test result if you are a passenger 3 years old and above. Right, 4 years old and above need to have a negative test result, while 3 years old and younger are exempted. So that's either an RT-PCR or an antigen test. Next up, your passport should be more than 6 months valid. An accepted proof of vaccination if you're 12 years old and above. Travel insurance, yes. Visa required nationals who will be holding a 9A visa are also required to have a travel insurance with COVID coverage of at least $35,000 US. Next up is an exit ticket of not more than 30 days since arrival. So you need to show an exit ticket leaving the country not more than 30 days since arrival. And then One Health Pass QR code, you also have to register to that. Now for the exit ticket, I have 3 options or suggestions. You can buy a cheap throwaway ticket, for example, Cebu Pacific, Manila to Singapore is cheap. Let me see. Okay, Manila to Singapore flight. It should be cheap. So you just get one way. It's just an exit ticket. Yeah, look, there's 3,000 by Jetstar or Scoot. Very cheap. Another option that I can suggest is rent an onward ticket. You can rent an onward ticket. This is a much cheaper option. You can buy an onward ticket for just $14. Yeah. You can book your exit ticket here and this will be valid for 48 hours or 14 days depending on which one you availed. The 48 hours one is much cheaper. Yeah. And another option is to book a refundable ticket where you can rebook or refund, cancel. Well, for the insurance, I have 2 suggestions. You can either buy it with Safety Wing. So many travelers have used them and successfully landed in the Philippines. They have COVID coverage and they're very easy to use and purchase. They will issue a statement which you can use to travel to the Philippines. So this can be used by travelers up to 69 or 65 years old. Yeah. So it's very easy to buy here. It's just in the website. While another option is to go shop around for different insurance company at squaremouth.com. This is where the cheap options are available depending on your age and on the duration of your stay. So you can easily just purchase a 30 days insurance if you're staying more than 30 days. And if you're staying for less than 30 days, then, for example, if you're only staying 2 weeks, then just purchase a 2 weeks insurance through squaremouth.com or Safety Wing. It's totally up to you. So in summary, for other types of travelers, sa mga Pilipinong nanonood, believe ako kung nanonood ka pa until now, a negative test result, RT-PCR or antigen, One Health Pass, vaccination proof, pero kung Pilipino at unvaccinated, okay lang, pwede pa rin umuwi. Kung non-OFW, kailangan ng pre-book quarantine hotel for 5 nights. While for those balikbayan privilege, for those who are availing balikbayan privilege po, it's the same thing, negative test result, your old Filipino passport or birth certificate, marriage certificate for the spouse, passport should be more than 6 months valid, accepted vaccination proof, travel insurance, and One Health Pass. While for foreign tourists, visa-free entry, countries under EO 408 like Americans, Canadians, UK nationals, Japanese, South Koreans, negative test result, passport should be more than 6 months valid, vaccination proof, travel insurance, exit ticket, and One Health Pass QR code. While for foreigners holding other types of visas, for example, SRRV, 13A, 9G, 9F, negative test result, passport should be more than 6 months valid, an accepted vaccination proof, and One Health Pass QR code. So it's easier for Filipinos and foreigners holding other types of visas other than 9A. So I hope this video was clear, guys. I'll see you with another travel update and maybe another update for tonight. If you need help for registering to One Health Pass, buying exit ticket, I'll put the link in the comment section. This is good news for visa required nationals. Congratulations, you will be here in the Philippines very soon. So this is all, guys. Stay safe and God bless. Bye.